conclave?
Fabulous experience, so enriching experience, and especially the address of Secretary CBSE, Shri Anurag Tripathi ji, was so wonderful, so enrichful, and so energetic. We have really learnt a lot. It was fully a session full of inspirations, full of learnings, I should say.
And do you think that we should organize more of such events?
Yes, of course. I'm too much in favor of having all such sessions, because you could see from last 3 hours, we all principals are simply glued to our chairs and simply paying attention to our guests and our speakers, because it was really wonderful experience of learning.
And would you like to comment on how people from different schools could reach out to Secretary of NCERT? In normal life, we don't get to reach out such people, and here we could actually talk face to face with them. Would you like to comment on that? That if events
I think that's the real purpose of having a conclave. Conclave means face-to-face interaction, and we really could have a wonderful interaction with Secretary CBSE. And we also had certain queries in our mind, and he sorted out all those doubts, all those problems, and he also spoke about the initiatives of CBSE, which we were maybe not aware about. So altogether, it was a very successful conclave, and my best wishes to the organizers for having such an enlightening conclave, I should say, and my best wishes for the future conferences also, for the future conclaves also. Thank you.
I must congratulate the organizers for organizing a wonderful conclave. You don't get to see much of this happening usually when we had such dignitaries like Secretary NCERT, CBSE, and from the Vice Chancellor from the university. It was such a good interaction where we could ask questions from Secretary CBSE, and we don't get such opportunities being principals. In Delhi also we don't get to interact with CBSE like we did today, and many of our questions were solved, many of the doubts were cleared, and we heard about the latest things happening in CBSE. So I must congratulate the organizers for this wonderful experience. We've got a wonderful interaction among the colleague principals today, and I request you to continue with things like this in the future too. Thank you so much for having us be a part of this conclave. Thank you.
So how was your experience of this conclave?
It is one of the most well arranged conferences, or the seminars, or the conclave, I would say. Mr. Tuteja has really put in a lot of effort to make it a success, and certainly it has come up to be a very successful event.
And do you think that we should organize more of such events?
Of course. There was a lot of brainstorming. Rather than a one-way communication happening, I could feel that there was a lot of exchange of good ideas and best practices if adopted by every school. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll produce better results than what we are doing now.
And would you like to give us feedbacks for the coming years?
The planning was very good. The choice of the guest was amazingly outstanding. Absolutely the right guest for this occasion. The arrangements were good. What else can we ask for? But always, there is always scope for perfection, and little tidbits, as in it is a day when a couple of the principals are fasting. I wish a little organization in the menu could have been taken preference, and that too just because you asked me for a suggestion. Other than that, I think everything was perfect. Yes, God bless your company, your event, and the entire team.
So how was your experience in this conclave?
Well, I have sort of attended previous conclaves also, but I think this was my best experience so far. And full congratulations, full marks to all the team, all of you, and especially EduAdvice and Uran for having organized such a magnificent conclave. And I was so surprised that the CBSE chairman, the CBSE secretary, he gave so much of time, and the panel discussion. Generally, these people don't give that much of time, but he was there. He was there for all along, And I'm surprised that he was so happy, so open about discussion, and this information exchange that we've got with people, with educationists, manager, teachers, principals, everyone, it has been amazing. I think it is not just me, I think everyone around is so enriched by this particular conclave. My best wishes to EduAdvice and to Udan and all the team, and especially Sanjay Tuteja, to have organized such a wonderful event. Best wishes. Thank you.
So, how was your experience?
It was really an enlightening experience wherein all the principals, I guess, got motivated and which would in fact help us in day-to-day conduct in the school, like in-service teacher training programs. They were very much emphasized upon and are very much required for motivating the teachers so that they give their best output in the school. Thank you.
No doubt, it was a very useful conclave, and what I learned from this, that the main thing is attitude. Main aspect was emphasized by Mr. Bhattacharya sir also, that attitude matters a lot. Attitude of the teacher towards different aspects. It is important than the matter what is there in the book, because if the attitude is good, certainly the concept will be taught very beautifully. But if the attitude is not that much, then even student can learn that concept in tuition or at home or by own self. So I am really feeling delighted to be here to learn many concepts by Mr. Anurag Tripathi ji as well, Secretary of CBSE, as well as through our Bhattacharya sir, and Mr. the Major Harsh Kumar also spoke very well. He was from NCERT, he is Secretary NCERT. So in the end, I can say this conclave was very successful. All the participants, principals, managers, chairmen of different schools of Delhi participated very enthusiastically, and they took many things from this conclave to make the educational institution better and better. Thank you.
How was your experience in this education conclave?
It was good. It was good. A lot of things we learned. A lot of it was like we could know a lot of things about. We could know a lot of things about what CBSE is coming up with and what they are doing in the fields. They have a lot of josh in getting the policies, and they are actually trying to implement them, and that feels good.
Here in the event, we got to have one-to-one interaction with Tripathi sir. So, do you think we should organize more of such events?
Yeah, that was the best thing which we found here. He was very open and very down to earth, and the people here, it was like very interactive session, which is a rare thing. I haven't seen such things happening between the government and the private one.
Hi sir, so how was your experience in the conclave?
It was one such conclave in most recent times, which has been really revolutionized, because the secretary from both the departments, CBSE and NCERT, have created a pretty leadership level kind of a discussion, and they've set up a very clear thought around what needs to be done and how it has to be done, very well articulated. I'm seeing the first time both the secretaries who are just not people who are talking about it, but I think they are mostly action oriented. So I represent an organization called LIFE, Learning Integration for Education, and I was making some specific comments about how the development has to happen. But looking at the present scenario and the kind of effort you have taken, your organization has taken to put this up, I think this is kind of a thing which you should do it in all the cities. It's really very well done, very well done.